Is it me? Is it me, or is there nothing this woman... Is she ever going to get to the point where she literally looks in the mirror and goes, nobody's interested in my jam or my life, nobody likes me, shut the hell up?
To make it into an ego trip, which she's clearly doing. Look at me dancing. I'm still fun and I'm sexy. And I have this great marriage. And here's Harry being like a normal guy.
Said I'm pregnant, get the child support and pay my rent. Your opinion is irrelevant because I'm a baby mama. I can do what I wanna. That is the song she's dancing to.
Ooh, girl, brace yourself, because Harry and Meghan are back in the drama pit again, and this time it's messier than ever. No, it's not about their Netflix deals or podcast flops. This time, everyone's whispering once again about the one thing they never seem to escape, their kids. Yep, Archie and Lilibet, the streets are buzzing, and the question on everyone's lips, did Meghan Markle even carry those babies herself? Sounds wild, right? But this rumor has 9 lives, and it's clawing its way back to center stage again. What's making it even messier is Meghan's own family fanning the flames. Her dad, Thomas Markle, front row with the matchbox, and Samantha, her half-sister, she's practically throwing gasoline on it.
And one of the things that she said that she would like most is for people to tell the truth. It tells us, I think, that she knows she's got a problem in people's perception of her, that she's a liar. You know, she painted this image of herself on the Netflix show that she released recently, saying that she sat in front of the TV eating TV dinners. Well, her brother came out and said that's a load of rubbish.
And what kicked this all back into overdrive? An old video of Meghan pregnant just popped back up. But instead of the usual, oh, how cute comments, folks were giving serious side eye. No hearts, no sympathy, just full-on accusations. People said the bump looked, well, fake, like straight up Hollywood prop fake.
Meghan Markle posted a bizarre video on her social media yesterday, which sent several people into absolute meltdown. It is the cringiest, most uncomfortable piece of tape I've seen in a long time. I'm sorry.
Now Radar Online is reporting that even the palace is sweating. Yes, Buckingham Palace. According to insiders, they're under pressure to speak up. Finally, because apparently some people on the inside are demanding actual proof that Meghan herself gave birth to Archie and Lilibet. One palace source said this scandal didn't surprise them at all. It's been brewing for years. And guess who's making noise again? Lady Colin Campbell. She's not pulling punches. In fact, she's straight up calling the whole situation fishy. I think the whole thing stinks to high heaven, she said. Yikes. Lady C is putting Meghan and Harry on blast, urging them to end the mystery once and for all. She believes Meghan's created this swirl of confusion that's now convinced people the kids were born via a surrogate. And with the royal line of succession hanging in the balance, Lady C wants answers. Receipts, honey. Critics online aren't buying Meghan's pregnancy flitch either. They're calling it pure One person even said it felt like a cry for attention, not a moment of motherhood.
But I'm going to make you watch it. SOT 24.
1 month, 2 months, 3 months, hit the baby mama when I step into the door.
She's
yeah, I'm pregnant,
supposedly 9 months pregnant.
And here's the kicker. Folks online are not letting this go. Discussion groups are lighting up with receipts, breakdowns, and comparisons. One person pointed out how weirdly calm Meghan looked in that video. Yeah, girl, you're supposedly on the verge of delivering a baby and you're out here smiling and glowing like you're at brunch. Where's the sweat, the stress, the realness? She's spoken openly about struggling with miscarriage and post-eclampsia, but in this video, not even a whiff of discomfort. People were scratching their heads. Some even said her attempt to jump on the pregnancy trend just felt forced, overly polished, even awkward. One comment straight up said they got second-hand embarrassment. Oof.
She's waiting for she's twerking with the baby to try and make the baby come. This is to induce Lilibet's birth. She's dancing in front of the camera.
But wait, there's more. The people screaming about hypocrisy have entered the chat. Meghan and Harry have made such a big deal about privacy, especially when it comes to their kids, and now you're dropping this super personal bump video? The contradiction is driving people nuts. Even some of the press admitted the whole thing was odd and, yeah, kind of cringy. They called the moon bump theory a conspiracy, sure, but also said the vibe was off. There's too much confusion. too much inconsistency. And in today's world of screenshots and receipts, silence is not the way to go. And here's where Lady C hits the nail on the head again. People wouldn't be speculating if the couple had just been transparent from the beginning. From changing Archie's birth certificate to include her royal title just 11 days after birth, to that strange baby debut where Archie was so tightly wrapped you could barely see anything. It all added to the growing pile of Samantha Markle recently popped off in an interview with journalist Dan Wooden. Backing up Thomas Markle's old claims, she said Meghan had picked up her frozen eggs months before Archie was supposedly born. And she said it like it was obvious. That makes sense. There would be a surrogate involved. And if there was a surrogate, oh boy, that would mean Archie and Lilibet might not be eligible for the royal line because royal heirs have to be born of the body of a titled royal mother. She didn't stop there. Samantha practically dared Meghan to admit it. If they used a surrogate, admit it. Don't lie to the world, she snapped. Whew, she's swinging hard. The controversy around Archie's 2019 birth never died. First, they said it'd be a home birth at Frogmore Cottage. Then, boom. He was born at Portland Hospital 20 miles away. That switch had everyone going, okay, but why the switch up? And to make it even weirder, the official Meghan is in labor announcement came 7 hours after Archie was born. Then Harry's book Spare claims they were back at Frogmore 2 hours after the delivery. Huh? Most new moms are barely functioning 2 hours after giving birth, much less leaving the hospital. It didn't sit right. And when Lilibet was born in 2021, the couple kept everything locked down again. No photos, no timeline, just more silence. Lady C wasn't having it. She demanded proof. Actual, documented, no more lies, proof. Insiders say Meghan's boiling mad over these accusations. She's threatening lawsuits, lashing out at Harry for not protecting her better, and reportedly feels betrayed that he's not putting a stop to it all. One source even said this mess might be the final crack in their marriage. It's already hanging by a thread, they claimed, but it gets even messier. In April 2024, a screenshot started making the rounds online that looked like a bombshell. It was supposedly from Kensington Palace's old Twitter account and said, "The Duke and Duchess of Sussex used the services of a surrogate." It even ended with, "We apologize for any misunderstanding." People lost their minds. Some believed it immediately, others said it was clearly fake, but either way, the damage was done. The post went viral across X, Reddit, Facebook, you name it, but Snopes looked into it and said, nope. No evidence this ever came from the royals. They pointed out grammar mistakes, weird formatting, and the fact that it claimed to come from Frogmore Cottage, which wasn't even William and Kate's residence. So yeah, the whole thing screamed fake, but that hasn't stopped people from believing it might have been real and deleted quickly. That idea that it went up briefly and was wiped, it's got traction. Especially because the palace hasn't said a single word to deny it. And you know what? That silence, it's deafening. And you know what makes people angrier? It's not just the bump or the missing paperwork or the awkward dance moves. It's the pattern. A pattern of omission, contradiction, and distraction. The timeline has holes, the statements have gaps. One minute Meghan says she wants absolute privacy, the next she's doing a global tell-all with Oprah. And somewhere in the middle, everyone's left trying to piece together a puzzle that just doesn't fit. Let's go back to those infamous birth announcements. For Archie, the public got the Meghan is in labor alert hours after he was already born. Then the couple disappeared. When they did show up, Archie was swaddled so tight you couldn't even confirm if it was really a baby or a pillow. For Lilibet, no official press briefings, no post-birth photo ops, just a few carefully chosen words about a hospital in Santa Barbara. That's it. Not even a doctor's name, not a photo of Meghan in the hospital, not a statement from medical staff, nothing. Compare that to Kate Middleton. Every one of her births was documented, transparent, and public in royal fashion. We saw her step out of the hospital just hours after giving birth, hair blown out, heels on, smiling for the world. Love her or hate her, she followed the protocol. But Meghan broke the mold. And while breaking rules isn't a crime, when the result is endless questions about legitimacy, even some of her fans are quietly saying, maybe this was a mistake. And now, Lady Colin Campbell, Queen of Royal Commentary, is going all in. She's demanding proof. Not rumors, not denial, proof. And guess what? People are starting to back her. Because let's face it, This isn't a new rumor anymore. This has lived through years of media cycles. If it was a lie, it should have been dead a long time ago. Instead, it's alive and louder than ever. Meanwhile, insiders say Meghan is spiraling. She's furious about the accusations, furious at Lady C, furious at the internet, and quietly furious at Harry. One source says she's blaming him for not protecting her, for letting it get this far, for not shutting it down early when he could have. And let's not forget, this isn't just about Meghan, this is about the royal family as a whole. If Archie and Lilibet's legitimacy is in question, it reflects on everyone. The Queen's legacy, Charles's decisions, William's silence, the implications are massive. The royal family's silence is starting to feel less like protocol and more like a cover-up. People are screaming for answers, and no one from behind those palace gates is saying a word. The official stance? Crickets. And for many, that's more damning than any viral tweet. Because think about it, if the story was fake, if the claims were baseless, wouldn't it be so easy for the palace to shut it down? One press release? One royal doctor? One honest signed statement confirming everything. But no, instead it's been dodging, delays, and carefully worded avoidance. And that just screams suspicion. Meanwhile, every time Meghan and Harry resurface in the spotlight, the old questions return like clockwork. Was it a real pregnancy? Why does that video look off? Why don't the birth records match royal standards? Why the secrecy? And now, some royal watchers are even asking whether Meghan's ambition is the real reason this all happened. Did she want those royal kids so badly she was willing to blur the lines? Was the dream of a biracial royal heir worth bending a few rules in private? Because here's what stings the most for the public. It's not just about truth, it's about trust. The British people have watched their monarchy be built around tradition, protocol, and lineage. If Meghan and Harry bent those rules just a little without telling anyone, it's not just scandalous, it's betrayal. And let's talk about why people care so much. These aren't just Hollywood kids. Archie and Lilibet aren't your average celeb babies. They're directly tied to the line of succession. Their place in the royal bloodline isn't just symbolic, it's constitutional. If they were born via surrogate and it wasn't publicly acknowledged, that could make them ineligible, and no one's officially confirmed either way. It's a legal gray area that no one seems willing to clear up. And what about the emotional toll? For Meghan, sure, but also for Harry. He's the one who left his family, his country, and the only life he ever knew. And now, he's being blamed for not shielding Meghan from this storm. One insider claimed he's retreating emotionally, overwhelmed and helpless. Meghan's anger is reportedly boiling over, not just at the media, but at him. And those marriage rumors, not just tabloid chatter anymore. Behind closed doors, things are reportedly tense. This isn't just a disagreement over media strategy. It's about survival, their image, their legacy. By their children. And what about the kids themselves? Someday they'll grow up. They'll Google their own names. They'll see all the speculation, the conspiracy theories, the drama. And what will they find? A long list of unanswered questions and a glaring silence from their own parents. Let's be real. Meghan and Harry have built their brand around authenticity. They've shared mental health struggles, relationship hardships, even royal trauma. But somehow, this topic off limits. And that's what people can't wrap their heads around. Because how do you talk about being silenced and misunderstood while actively avoiding the one story people want clarity on? How do you say you're breaking cycles but leave this massive question mark hanging over your children's heads? The contradiction is glaring. And Lady Colin Campbell, lover or hater, is saying what many are too afraid to voice. Enough with the mystery. Come clean. Say what needs to be said. Because right now, the silence is turning into noise. Loud, messy, scandalous noise. And it's not just Twitter users talking. Royal historians, legal experts, and even former palace aides are weighing in. Some are calling for an official royal inquiry, especially if any titles, estates, or future ceremonial roles are impacted. Others are urging the palace to quietly resolve it behind the scenes to avoid public fallout. But either way, one thing is clear. The pressure is building and it's not going away. What was once a niche conspiracy theory has exploded into something way bigger. And the longer Meghan and Harry ignore it, the more the world speculates. The more doubt takes root. The more their credibility takes a hit. The truth? It might not be scandalous. Maybe Meghan did carry both children and just didn't want to share it with the world. Maybe the silence was meant to protect her peace, not deceive anyone. Maybe the secrecy came from trauma, not manipulation. But in the absence of any clarity, people are going to believe what makes the most noise. And at this point, the silence is screaming. So, what now? The world is watching, the media is circling, royal insiders are whispering, Meghan is reportedly livid, Harry's exhausted, and the public? Still waiting for the truth, for the statement, for the receipts. Because whether Meghan and Harry like it or not, the story isn't dying down. It's just getting started.